Hey guys, Elon Musk is one of the richest businessmen in the world. At the time of recording the episode, his wealth exceeded $200 billion. His colossal wealth comes mainly from the shares he owns in many giant companies such as Tesla, SpaceX, and Twitter. But despite all this wealth, he still works 24 hours a day. In fact, the question that poses itself here is for the very rich, such as Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos. Why are they still working until now, even though all the money they have? But first, welcome to this video from one of the curious knights. If we ask anyone, what is the amount of money that if you had, you would live happily and comfortably for the rest of your life, and you would also retire? Of course, everyone will give a different answer. Suppose the answer is £1 million, 2 million, or 50 million. So why are those who have billions of dollars like Elon Musk still working? Why don't they choose to live on a giant yacht in the middle of the sea for the rest of their lives? To understand why these rich people don't stop working, we need to take a tour inside the brains of these wealthy people and know how their brains work and how they deal with money. Do these people think like us or not? In his book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki presents the idea that there are two human emotions that, if present in a person, would prevent him from achieving the wealth he seeks. These two emotions are fear and greed. The person who lives with the emotion of fear creates for himself a bubble of stability and financial security, which is usually illusory, fragile, and very easy to burst at any moment. Fear controls his brain and makes him cling to the routine job that brings him a fixed salary at the end of each month. Therefore, he cannot take any risk that could make him rich over time, and he will remain like this until he is 60 or 70 years old, waiting for the salary at the beginning of each month. As for the person who has the emotion of greed inside him, he is not able to manage the money he has well. He doesn't want to do anything that could cost him money. Consequently, his mismanagement of money makes him unable to use the money well and achieve the dream of wealth. As for the rest of the wealthy, their brains are completely different from all of this. The poor and middle class work to earn money, but the rich class lets the money work for them. Rich does not work at a job that starts from 9 in the morning until 5 in the evening. In order to become rich, rich people follow some principles in their lives. Their first and basic principle is to have passive income. What does this mean? Let us describe the life of the average employee in a simple equation. This equation says that time equals money, which means that the number of hours a person spends on his job is equal to the amount of money he will receive at the end of each month. But the equation for the wealthy is completely the opposite. Their time is not equal money, because they depend on various sources of income that do not necessarily require their presence, effort, or time, such as real estate, stocks, intellectual property, and things like that, and this is what is called the term passive income. The second principle is that the rich are keen to have their own work. Instead of going to work for someone and taking a salary at the end of the month, he starts his own project and gets people to work for him and makes money from that. So, after we learned how rich people think about how to accumulate wealth, why do they still work after they collect so much money? In fact, the motives of the rich towards work are completely different from the rest of the classes of society, and the way they work itself differs. And this is the main point that makes them actually achieve the wealth that they are in. The motivation that makes most rich people prefer to work and not retire is not just money, especially with people whose wealth has reached gigantic levels, such as Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, etc. Feelings are what motivate these people towards work. For example, when a wealthy person succeeds in a new deal that increases his profits, profits will not be the source of his happiness at this stage, but success in achieving the deal is the source of happiness. And for this reason he will start looking for deals and successes to increase the feeling of happiness. Here we are talking about a world ruled by capitalism. Success in everything is measured by money. The more money a person has and the more profits he can make, the higher his status in society will be. Another motivation for rich people to continue working is their sense of competition. Rich people always want to remain the most successful person in their field. So they work 24 hours a day to succeed more and increase their profits more and more. In addition, many times the effort and pressure at work come from their belief in their ideas, their work, and their passion for the thing they are doing. This makes them not think at this stage with the mentality of, I wonder how much I will gain from this deal. Another thing that makes the rich work is the influence and power that comes with money. For most wealthy people, this is their main motivation. Man by nature loves to be strong and have power and influence. That's why wealthy people who have experienced this feeling will never want to give it up one day or turn one day into an ordinary person who has no power or influence. This is the most important thing that makes the rich not retire. Power and influence remain their ultimate goal for them. Finally, one of the things that may be strange that makes the rich work even though they do not need it is their philosophy in life. In an interview with Elon Musk, he was asked a very honest question: why do you make all this money? His answer was very philosophical. He said he was searching for the meaning of life. Why does everything around us happen? His goal in everything he does is to answer the question, what is the meaning of life? He explains why there are many companies that he establishes in fields completely different from each other, such as renewable energy, astronomy, artificial intelligence, or the investment of different planets. This is because he found them all with the same mentality, and they all revolve around an answer to the same question, which is what is the meaning of life? In the end, after all this talk about money, although the lives of the wealthy appear very beautiful and ideal, this life is very difficult and its pressures and responsibilities are very great. Their lives are not as rosy. Sustenance can be money, but it can also be health, it can be happiness, and it can be peace of mind and reassurance. The important thing is that the person continues to strive to achieve his goal,